Our gospel lesson is from Luke 4:16 through 19. Jesus went to Nazareth, where he had been raised. On the Sabbath, he went to the synagogue, as he normally did, and stood up to read. The synagogue assistant gave him the scroll from the prophet Isaiah. He unrolled the scroll and found the place where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me. He has sent me to preach good news to the poor, to proclaim release to the prisoners, and recovery of sight to the blind, to liberate the oppressed, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So the Dittman clan, like many of you, were watching the World Series this year because, the Houston Astros. How about them Astros? While preparing this week's sermon, I came across an article a retired Presbyterian pastor and author friend, Don McKim, wrote in 2021 about the spiritual lessons of baseball. And I thought, that sounds like a really good sermon topic. McKim became interested in the subject when he saw a seminary graduate course called Baseball as a Metaphor. He thought of 9 ways, and 9 is a good baseball number. He thought of 9 things baseball provides spiritual lessons that can help us with the living of our days. The first, life has 9 innings. Game over after 9 innings. But sometimes the game goes into extra innings. With life, our 9 innings might be over sooner than later. Others get to play a little longer, yet we all know there is a finality to life as we know it. Spiritual lesson number 2, decisions must be made. Baseball is a game of decisions, like leaving a pitcher in too long. Will he get out of that slump or allow 7 runs? We too make constant decisions. Every decision comes with a consequence. And although we teach our children that fact, we sometimes forget that life and actions have consequences. A third lesson is errors will occur. Okay, not to just beat a dead horse, but yes, 7 runs from that one pitcher. But in life, mistakes are many. As people of faith, we call them sins. We are not perfect. We are prone to make mistakes, to do wrong, to not live up to our best potential, to sin. Yet the 4th lesson reminds us comebacks are possible. As long as there is an at-bat, a chance in the field, another inning, or another game, comebacks are possible. In life, comebacks are possible. Through Jesus Christ, we are forgiven, and we are in a right relationship with God. Thanks be to God, because God forgives. And miracles can happen. Lesson 5. McKim says, baseball is exciting because the unexpected, the miraculous can occur. Teams come from behind, upsets happen, and victory is snatched from the jaws of defeat. So too is our life experience. Life can be turned upside down, right side up in an instant. There is always the positive possibility of a new situation, person, or relationship turning our lives into wholly new directions. In a minute, new life can emerge. We see this as the work of God. As God's people, we know God is with us. But the fact that new potentials are always there ought to make us pause and give confidence for living, for right living with God as our guide. And lesson number 6 is concentrate on the basics. He writes, in the early 60s, when Yogi Berra was manager of the New York Mets, after a particularly dismal game, Yogi closed the clubhouse to reporters and said to his team, "You guys played lousy today. You were terrible. We're going to go back to the basics. This is a ball. This is a bat." From the corner of the room, the reserve catcher yelled out, "Slow down, Yogi. You're going too fast." We live in a fast-paced world. Wouldn't it be nice if we could say, "Slow down, life, you're going too fast"? Our time does not seem to be our own, and because of this, the church gets knocked out of the game more times than not. We think, man, it's been a busy week. Just this one week we'll miss. They won't miss us. That week turns into several, and then a month, and then, like in baseball, number 7, the spiritual lesson is teamwork is necessary. Teamwork is crucial in baseball as well as in life. One of the ball player's statistics is assists. The player who is directly involved in a play where another player gets put out is credited with an assist. Each of the 9 players depend on each other, and they hopefully work together to win the game. In life, we all need each other too. That old rugged individualism of the American frontier has given way to the global village in which nations are fully interdependent on each other and people realize their need to give and to receive from other people in order for their life to succeed, for all life to succeed. I received a call recently from an elder in San Antonio who needed help. Presbyterians pride ourselves on being a connectional church. We need each other. And life lesson number 8 through baseball is runs count. At the end of the game, the winner is the one with the most runs. Spiritually, we assess our runs in various ways. For some, it is how much we accomplish in life or how much we are able to help others. It may be how we have grown in knowledge or faith or service. But most important is our need to realize what does really count in our lives and then to live so that those runs become reality. And finally, be sure to touch all the bases. Even when a player hits a home run, the player must circle the bases and touch each one. In our lives and in the meaning that we seek, it is crucial for us to touch all the bases. We must realize what is most important and seek a fullness of life that engages us with all parts of our existence, the environment, society, friends, family, and God. Nobody comes to the end of their lives and says, "Gee, I wish I had spent more time at the office." I encourage you, dear friends, to think of other things in your life, in your recreation, that you seek the spiritual lessons they give. Now let's play ball together in God's kingdom here on earth. Amen.